Hello, welcome. Sunshine is back on Sunday night. Hey, Vinny.
Hey.
Welcome. If this is your first time, I'm Selena, and this is Conversations with Selena, the Sunday night edition. And I'm going to call this the special edition, the first of the year edition. The we could have said things have happened edition, but we pressing on and moving forward. So welcome. I want to give each and every one a chance and an opportunity to share the video because I know people have been looking and asking, where is Naj? Oh, what happened? We got somebody else that came on? Chanel? Did somebody send Chanel the link to get in?
I did. I accidentally sent the link. Don't come on, Chanel.
Come on. You want to come on,
girl?
No. I'm like, Chanel is backstage. Come on, girl.
No.
Yes. I pressed on. We both pressing on. That's what I'm gonna say. You're gonna hear about it the more we go into this show on tonight. But I want to give each and every one an opportunity to share. Are you able to share the video, baby girl?
I'm sharing it now.
Are you sharing it now? Okay, good. I know your people was looking for you, girl. You said, "Oh, they looking for us." We had a few things we needed to take care of, but here we are. So we're so thankful.
Hey.
Welcome. We had a few things backstage, but I just want to say I'm so thankful and excited about tonight's broadcast. It is the first one of this year, the year 2022. And if you're able to see this, just tell the Lord, thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
Yes. So this is how this came about. Y'all, I'm sweating. Y'all know Sunshine got stuff going on. Let me take a sip. So my guest tonight, she posted something on Facebook that I was like, okay, let me go back and read this a little bit later. But something was like, no, read it now. So I read it in its entirety, and it was just a testimony that I was like, wow, I had to literally reach out to her immediately just to tell her how much her testimony had blessed me. And so we just talked about having this conversation, and she also has a podcast that's called Let's Talk. And I'm like, come on, girl, let's talk about it. And she was so willing and so open to doing this. And I just want to welcome her, Miss Naj Ellis Taylor. Is that correct?
That is correct.
We girl. Yes. So I just want to welcome her. Like I said, we all have a nickname from hometowns and, back in the day, and who knows what. And people need to know us by our real name sometimes, because we struggle with the real name when all you ever have known
is the nickname.
That nickname. So I got it right, girl. Go on, Sunshine. But before we move forward with this, I just want to say I had a giveaway for the Chapel Heart ticket. I did the drawing right before we went live, and the winner of that ticket is going to be Trey Newton. So Trey Newton is the winner of the Chapel Heart ticket for Saturday night.
Hey, Trey.
Yeah, Saturday. What is that? January the 8th. So but for those of you who are wondering, I'm doing okay. My head is hurting, but we're pressing on tonight. There's time to rest and there's a time to press. And we decided that we were just going to press on tonight and come forth, because this is what we said that we were going to do. And we want to be people of our word as best that we can. Sometimes you can't, but there are times where you just have to press on. So, girl, without further ado, come on in the way that the Lord has said for you to come forth with us tonight. Plus, I need to stop talking. I mean, all kind of words are jumbled up. Whoo, Jesus. So, what you got for us tonight, Sunshine?
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining. Hey, there's my mama Linda.
Hey, Mama Linda. She said she was gonna try to be
Hey,
here
hey,
tonight.
hey. I'm so happy to see everybody here. Thank everybody for getting up because honestly, you could have been anywhere else. The Saints are playing at this time, and so are the Cowboys. So you could have found a
What?
thousand reasons not to get on this podcast, but we don't take it lightly that you would get up and get on this podcast with us. Man, thank you, thank you, thank you. And like Sunshine said, we have so many reasons that we could have just canceled this broadcast. I mean, she's feeling bad. She took a COVID test. Even though it's negative, she feels bad, And even myself on yesterday, I suffered a seizure yesterday, a grand mal seizure in my sleep. But God,
Wow.
and I'm able to actually get up. Yes, my tongue is messed up and all that good stuff, but guess what? I'm still able to praise Him. I'm still able to throw my hands up. I'm still able to say, God is good. So
Yes.
I mean, hey, we all have a reason to get up and keep pushing,
Girl, you better make a
because
shout at the beginning of the broadcast.
I'm just saying we could lay down and play dead, but the truth is God been too good to us to lay down and play dead. So even with all that being said, I'm thankful.
Yes.
We talked about a post that I posted last week, and it was just my goodbye 2021 post. And the truth is that goodbye 2021 post was truly a goodbye 2021. You came to kill me, you came to destroy me, you came to mute my praise, but it didn't work. What it did was gave me revelation of who God is, and it gave me revelation of God loves me, you know, and just the fact that honestly I went through hell, and a lot of stuff that I went through in 21, the average person wouldn't have survived, but God.
Mm-hmm.
But God, I mean, you keep knocking me down, but I'm gonna stand up. And as long as God allows me to stand up, or even just even if I can't speak, just wave my hand. Thank you, Lord. That is a signal of, hey, I'm here. I made
Mm-hmm.
it. I got up again. So even with that, I just say, with me being able to get up again and get on this podcast and just tell God, thank you. Thank you for showing up for me. If nobody else, thank you for not leaving me, in a desolate place. Thank God. I'm so happy for that. And hey, LaShayla, this is this is one of our administrators for the one of our churches. Well, basically, she is one of the main administrators for the churches. We have a fellowship of churches, and long story short, LaShayla is one of our administrators, phenomenal with graphics, everything. And this is also my baby. This is the person that told me one morning we were on a prayer call, and she said, "Do you not know that you're going to be the voice?" And I got tickled because I'm thinking, like, the voice. She said, "Yeah." She said, because even when you got on there, hey Kendall, when you got on there, we were on the prayer call that morning, and she said, "Man," she said, "there's something about your voice is like a radio host, to where people could actually
Girl, oh
sit
my
down and
God. Them the same words my prayer partner spoke to me when she heard my voice over the prayer line. She is deceased now. She
listen."
was a double amputee, but like those exact words is what she told me. And I'm looking like you were looking, the voice. She said, "Your voice is anointed and your voice is going to touch so many people." And she's another reason I continue to show up. Because you
Yeah,
can't
I
you
mean,
can't be over
everybody
there
has their
silent.
reason why, but the truth is, at the end of the day, all of our reason why is because God said so. Because we owe God. And at the, it doesn't really matter where we've been, how we messed up. Long as you can get up and tell God, "I'm sorry." As long as you can get up and just really put your face to the ground and put your ear to heaven and hear God. Hey, when you messed up and you're in a place that you don't know you're messing up, now you're in a bad place. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. And I mean, we can sit here and laugh and play church and all of that, but what good is it if you're not sincere? I could play church with you all the time and tell you how much I love you, but the truth of the matter is I secretly can't stand you. Okay, but even if I never voice that out of my mouth, that's what's in my heart. And at the end of the
Wow.
day, God sees my heart, not my mouth. He don't care about what my mouth say, because like the old people say, a mouth will say anything. So, it's just, we just have to get to a place of being good with, I mean, I'm good with everything and everybody. I'm good with everything that has happened, honestly. Like I said, at the beginning of the year, I lost my daddy. My mom been gone 18. My mother be dead 19 years this month on the 22nd, and I lost my dad on the 9th of this month last year. So we approaching the 1 year anniversary for him. And honestly, I think just because my mother has been gone so long, we had become so accustomed to pulling on my daddy. And even though my dad was disabled, he was the lifeline for me and my sisters. And I could honestly speak for my sisters because I mean they're on here. But when my dad died, it took a chunk out of everybody. And honestly, neither one of us have been the same since my dad passed. Neither one of us. But at the same token, it gets to a place of let's talk about how does it affect you? Because see, we get, and I'm just speaking generally, as single mothers, as Black women, um we have this stigma that we have, and that's my apostle just came on. But we have this stigma that we personified to be these strong Black individuals. But the truth of the matter is, we just as weak as the next person, And especially if you don't have a prayer life, if you don't have a prayer circle, you are just, man, it's terrible. And like I said, with me going through what I went through it in a desolate place, not because I didn't have a team, not because I didn't have prayer warriors, because I got a prayer circle that honestly, honey, if I lay down, they're going to drag my big 200 plus pound behind to the altar, But at the same token, if I ain't talking to you about it, if I ain't discussing with you about it, then we can't do nothing about it other than pray for you in a distance. And honestly, that's what happened with me. I didn't discuss it. I didn't talk to nobody about it because I felt like, okay, this is just something people gonna say, get over, move on. You got to hurry up. Hey, Pastor P, that's another one of our campus pastors. And Pastor Tracy just came on. That's the campus pastor in Florida. Pastor P, Pastor Patricia is our campus pastor in Virginia. So like I say, I'm a part of a fellowship of churches. But thank you, ladies, for joining us tonight.
Yes, thank you all so much for joining.
But yes, like I was saying, when you go through stuff like that, it gets you in a place of being quiet, and you get quiet. But when you get quiet, you're not talking about it. So which means you're compartmentalizing it and you're internalizing it. And when you do that, it show up in different places.
It definitely is going to manifest itself in different
Yeah,
places.
it shows up in different places, and I can say that it showed up with me being just absent from the world, absent from my children, not showing up in places where I really knew I needed to be. I just wanted to sit down and cover my head up and just say, forget it.
Girl, cover the head up.
Yeah, I wanted to cover my head up and say, forget it. But honestly, like I say, it showed up in different places because I've never had any health issues other than high blood pressure. And the high blood pressure is hereditary because my mama and daddy had it. So that's been my only health issue. But the truth of the matter is, it came out in the place of me being angry, me being not wanting to be bothered, me being shut down. I can't respond to you, and it's not a good feeling because at the end of the day, I'm a mother that loves her children.
Girl, speak it, girl, speak it.
Seriously, and I will walk to the ends of the earth for my babies. And every day they all make mistakes, and they ain't always doing the right thing. But at the same token, it is my duty as their mother to lead them in the right path. So with that, I just kind of took my hands off them and sat down. And I can say I thank God for my prayer circle. Better yet, let me just put this out here: my circle of influence. Because what happened is my circle of influence had enough influence on my children to where even though mama got her head laid down, I know they looking. Even though mama's not watching, I know they looking. And even with my apostle, when I tell you my apostle is, and it's crazy because we have a complicated relationship. This was my best friend before she became the pastor / my sister, because she was all I had here in Atlanta. And the truth is, I've known God since I was a child at East Jerusalem Baptist Church under Alonzo Dees. But at the same token, you know how we get grown and we move on about our business and do our own thing. But the truth of the matter is, we forget where we came from. We forget. Well, it's not that we forget. We don't utilize what was embedded in us. So God had to send me a yellow under the sky who was from Church of God in Christ. Now, mind you, I'm coming from a Baptist background, so I don't know nothing about none of this stuff. I don't know nothing about this stuff, but the truth is, I can say this woman has taught me so much. And not even just teaching me so much, she has been a major influence with the decisions that I have made to even stay in Atlanta. Because the truth is, had it been up to me, baby, I'd have packed them little kids up when they was 2 and 4 and just said, bump it, I'm gone. But to just watch her go through what she went through, and she didn't have 2 children, she had 4, and she was by herself. But yet you getting up, you dragging these kids to church every Sunday. You going, you a part of everything in another ministry. Our spiritual, well, he's my spiritual grandfather slash father. You know, like he told me the last time, Bishop Rogers Murray here. He said, you know, at the end of the day, I understand that Apostle is your spiritual mother. He said, but you got to remember this. Apostle is your spiritual mother, but it's just like she was a teenage mother raising you. And y'all were raised in my house. Yes, sir. So,
Yes.
you know, I mean, hey, it's cool. And I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate just the influence that she has on my children that she has made on me. So ever since my babies was little, we would get up every Sunday. We didn't miss Sunday for church. Oh, okay, you going to church. One Sunday, my son was so mad. He said, look, now you didn't put a suit on me. I think Bishop Murray gonna be mad. I got took it. I said, boy, that man don't care what you wear to church. He said, okay. We went to church and he would not go up to the front to greet Bishop Murray because he didn't have a suit on. And when we
Wow.
went that night when we got down on our knees to pray, because I made it a habit every night, I would go in the room and get on the floor with them and pray. That boy said, God don't get me, get my mama, because she wouldn't let me wear a suit today.
In his prayer.
Boy,
Give her Jesus.
yeah. But just because that little bit of stuff was embedded in them, and we don't think that it's nothing major, but the truth is they
The
watch it.
truth is, it is.
And when mama took her hands off the plow this year, my kids could keep going because they know that it's got a circle of people that's watching them. It's got a circle of people that is going to come and say, hey, what's going on? You know, you ain't looking like you're supposed to look, or you ain't acting like you're supposed to look. And my baby kept his head on and went on and graduated from high school on time and actually started college on time. And mind you, while holding down a full-time job. And your mama absent.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and it's not that I'm physically absent, but mentally I was absent.
Mentally checked out.
Mentally checked out. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just checked out because I have my own personal stuff dealing with. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got everybody tugging at me because they feel like, well, you know, you got the answer, you got the connect, you can find it, you can do it, you know. And honestly, that has always been the way I roll. But at the same token, it came crashing,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So on October the 16th, I end up having my first seizure in my sleep. And when I had the seizure, I'm freaked out because I didn't know what happened. All I know is I went in the bathroom, and when I came out, it's got all these people standing up in my room. Where's all these? Wait a minute. Not knowing you just suffered a grand mal seizure.
Mm-hmm.
And I got up, went to the hospital, did all of that. My apostle flew here that day. And when I tell you she got here that morning without hesitation, she came. She went to the doctor's appointments with me, everything. And she's on here. She can attest to. Even as I was going through the different doctor's appointments and everything, they told me my MRI was clear, my CAT scan was clear, my EEG was clear, my EKG was clear. He
Mm-hmm.
said, what you're dealing with is stress. Stress? The stress show up like this? Are you serious? Yes, you need a break. So she didn't go back and forth with me, and she told me, I'm not finna argue with you. I got the flight for in the morning. Get your stuff together. Let's ride. So I laughed because I'm thinking like, this ain't stress. These people done overlooked something. But I didn't argue with her because I said I knew I needed a break.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going to Florida with her, and I went to Florida for I think 10 days. I think 10 days I was in Florida, no lie. And that entire 10 days in Florida, when I tell you I didn't have an issue, nothing, nothing, nothing. But we were riding, and this is what I said in my post. We were riding, and on the way, she lives in a city called Port St. Lucie, right outside of West Palm. And from her house to the church, our church is actually in Moore Haven, Florida. So it's close to a little bitty city called Clewiston. You wouldn't know it. But anyway, I'm picking at them because they're on here, but it's right outside of, like, it's close to Fort Myers and all of that, where where the church is. But long
Mhm.
story short, we got on this route, and on the route it had so many cows. And the first thing she asked me was, "What did you hear the cows saying?" And I'm looking at her like, "Now have I gone crazy?
Or has she gone crazy?
Or is you crazy? Is you trying to play me like I'm schizophrenic?" So we ride, and I said, "Well, I guess the cows say moo. I don't know." And she never, but honestly, she never said nothing else to me. She just said, "So you don't hear the cow speaking?" And I'm just riding and just looking out the window like, no. So I promise you, the further we got down that road, the Holy Ghost started speaking. As far as your eye can see, I've given to you. But you won't walk out on faith to believe that I've given you this. As far as your eye can see, you can have, but you don't believe me for it. You only believe what your hand can do. Your hand can only reach as far as your face. What? And now I'm riding, but I'm listening. When I tell you that route became, I like that route became to me like with us going back and forth because at that time we had a lot of stuff going on, and which meant we had to go back and forth to the church because we were preparing for a harvest fest, and we were just going back and forth just trying to get everything set up, which means we had to go back and forth every day, and this is about maybe an hour drive. We riding on that road, and I'm thinking, Lord, what is these cows saying? But every day the cows would say something different to me. And I'm looking at the position of the cows to where some days the cows will be far away. And with it being far away, it looked like it's been a storm. But these cows ain't running, they ain't moving nothing because at the end of the day, long as you don't move and trust God, I'll keep you. I'm going to feed you. Them cows ain't worried about what they're going to eat, and every one of them was fat. Oh, so that is that what you're saying to me, God? Don't worry about it. I got you. Let it go because this is so far beyond you. And I just, I got into my feelings, and when I tell you, and I'm sitting here, and I purposely brought the show on this live as I was riding. When I got there the first night, the Holy Ghost was speaking, and he started speaking from the airplane. No lie. And this is my notebook from where I started writing. And when I tell you this notebook is full, like seriously, this is from me writing and just listening to what God is saying. And God gave me the opportunity to actually hear him. Don't listen to man, don't look at your surroundings, don't look at nothing, because see, that's the thing that happens to us. Sometimes we get so caught up in our emotions. Our emotions make us act a certain way, or our emotions will stop us from going to the place where we're supposed to be. And I said this to my daughter the other night. I said, sometimes God give us a vision that other people don't, they don't have enough. They could have 20/20, but still can't see what God's showing you.
Can't see it.
So with that, my whole thing was, Lord, I just whatever you want me to do, wherever you want me at, that's where I'm gonna be. Just because after this seizure, this did something to me. And I have had a lot of stuff happen, but at the end of the day, I know that nothing but God kept me. And I said, okay, fine. We have a prayer call that we get on Monday through Friday. It's New Life International Worship, International Fellowship prayer call. We get on it Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Central Time. Y'all look on my page, y'all will see the prayer call. We get on this prayer call faithfully. Let me tell you something. This prayer call was started because of me. The prayer call was started because of a situation that I was in, and it was actually just me and my apostle on the prayer call. This wasn't a prayer call for everybody, but God has opened the prayer call up to where this one prayer call has birthed 5 different churches. This one prayer call. This one prayer call has seen people on the brink of death to where folks say they ain't got but hours to live, but yet folks bring them to the prayer portal, trusting God. No magic with whoever is praying, no magic with none of that, because we don't take no glory from God. We just are willing vessels. But for even to come to that prayer call, and just be it, you don't have to ask for nothing. Just be an intercessor to hear the people that comes. Pastor P say, speak, cows. Yes, Lord. Them cows speak, Pastor P. But when you come to that prayer portal, honestly, even if you're just a silent intercessor, because sometimes the people will come to the portal and bring your issue. And you ain't ever got to part your lips because guess what? You'll get your deliverance and your breakthrough right there, listening to somebody else's issue, somebody else's prayer. And even though they're not praying for you, you receive that for yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I think what did it for me when I had the seizure. I was like, listen, you got to get back in posture. You got to get back in place. You got to get back to what from God. And when I did get back on that prayer call, when I tell you the enemy was so pissed with me that week, and I got on the prayer call thinking I'm gonna do one day and end up doing the whole week. And it's funny because it was Thanksgiving, and we were talking about giving thanks, and we were talking about just um, how David and Bathsheba came about. And even though it was wrong and how they had a child that was never named, we talked about all of that whole week on the prayer call. And it's crazy because I'm thinking to myself, wow, how am I on this prayer call talking about this week? And I was out of sync for a minute, not out of sync, but just out of sight.
Mm-hmm.
And for me to get back inside, honestly, and when I tell you the enemy got so mad with me that week, because when I tell you anything that could happen did. That Monday when I got on, my uncle got sick. That Tuesday, something else happened. That Wednesday, my baby got in a car wreck when the people said he was supposed to be dead. What? Apostle called me and said, listen, if you want to go to Alabama where he at, I'll take over the prayer call. Don't worry about it. I told her, no, I'm not. I said, because God has kept him. And God, it's nothing that I can do there other than tell God, thank you that my baby's there. He's upright. He got the
Mm-hmm.
use of his limbs. He's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed on the prayer call, kept going, kept going. The following week, I ended up coming to Picayune on my way to Picayune because of my yes. And remember this, people, when you really tell God yes, that yes costs you something. That yes costs you something. It ain't just a free yes. You ain't just gonna take this yes and ride off in the sunset, especially when the enemy knows something is on your life. And that's what has happened with me. The enemy knows that there is something on my life. So to keep me quiet, you'll attack my finances, you'll attack
Mm-hmm.
my children, you'll
Mm-hmm.
attack my health, you'll attack my house, you'll attack
Mm-hmm.
my family, you'll attack anything that is dear to me to
Mm-hmm.
keep me quiet. But guess what? That's just enough. That's just enough fuel on the fire to make me praise again. That's just enough fuel on the fire to say you came, but you didn't win. So I'm in a season of, hey, if God says so, that's where we're going. We have so much stuff coming this year with New Life International Worship, International Fellowship of Churches. We have, like I said, we have a location in Moorhaven, Florida. We have a up and running location that is in St. Petersburg, Virginia. We actually have a location in St. Pete, Florida. We're getting ready to relaunch Georgia. So we got a lot of stuff in the fire, and I'm looking forward to what God is doing, because the truth is, um, with this yes, I know that this is going to be crazy. And even for us to be able to get on this Zoom tonight, I mean on this StreamYard tonight, the enemy didn't want us to come on here. He didn't want us to talk about it, because think about that, what we went through to even get on
I know, right?
here. This was nuts. But we was able to get on here. Like I said, yesterday morning I suffered a grand mal seizure in my sleep. And the truth is, my mouth is messed up, but I'm still not gonna stop praising him, because I got a voice, I got a tongue, I can say what I need to say because of God.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because people look at me like, you still, why don't you sit down somewhere? No, no, no. I'm not, because God, I owe God this. I owe God the praise. I keep going back and forth to these doctors, and you telling me it's nothing wrong, and you keep telling me, hey, ain't nothing wrong with you. We don't see nothing on the MRI. Ain't nothing on the EEG. It's just stress. Okay, I'll take that. But I'll take it as this. This is just a spiritual attack. And for you
Mm-hmm.
to come on the first day of the year, the very first day, we just got into the new year, because I said I wasn't studying no new year. But for you to come on the first day of the year, this was for you to shut me up in 2022 because you know I'm gonna be stomping on your head the entire year.
Yes, baby. I mean, I could not believe when the new year rolled in. I had a headache. I had all these great expectations of I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna be working on this and working on that. And it slows you down, but it don't stop you. It will slow you down, but it does not stop you. Because we could have very easily, you could have said my mouth hurt. I could have said my head hurts, and just let's reschedule.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, I'm not going to do
We
that.
got
I'm
work
just,
to
I'm
do. We got work to do, and we have a nation to reach. And honestly, I thank God that we have these different platforms, just to be able to get on here. Conversation with Selena.
yes.
Hey, thank you for the invite. I truly appreciate it. I
Woo!
just want to tell you guys this is a major move forward for real. And then how two little girls from Picayune, Mississippi get on here and actually have an audience, man. I mean, I can't even see how many people on here, but we got an audience
We
of
got
people
a
that's
two
actually
little
spitting.
girls from Picayune.
Two little girls from Picayune
Don't make me
on here.
break out Mary song, little girl, little girl. That's my song, girl.
But just to be able to get on here for real and just give a real testimony, I mean, I have a Let's Talk page. My
Let's
Let's Talk
talk.
page will be up and active hopefully next Thursday. Let's Talk is basically just this is a forum for us to talk about any and everything. Let's
Hmm.
talk about being a single mother. Let's talk about what it takes to be a wife. See, what people don't understand is we ask God for so many things, but are we in position to actually get it? We have our hands out, stretched out, and saying, God, we want the car. God, we want the husband. God, we want this and that. But what are you doing to maintain this? You want to be a wife, but you don't clean up and cook. You want to be a wife, but you don't know how to be submissive and shut up. You know, I mean, and that goes for the same thing as a husband. You want to be a husband, but you don't understand what it's like to be the head of the house. You
That's
don't
right.
understand what it's like to
Say it,
lead your
girl.
house like Christ. Follow just follow Christ. Let your house follow you like you follow Christ. You don't know what it's like. Just because you're the man in the house, you think you're the man. No, you're not the man. You're just the man in the house, not a man of the house. So yeah,
Yes.
it's a lot that we're gonna talk about in on my Let's Talk podcast.
I
I haven't
love
said
it, girl.
everything in
I
full
love it.
yet
Because a
because
lot of topics, they go unaddressed. Like we were talking before we got on the live, that mental health. It's just been like recently where it's just become a thing that people don't mind speaking of
hang on
what
one
they're
second.
going through, being depressed, having to go. What did she say? Having to go see a therapist, and that's always been something that had just this huge stigma with it. But it's a true thing that needs to be discussed. So I did not know you had Let's Talk. That's the reason that I
Yeah,
named it this Let's Talk. Once we had a conversation, it's like, girl, really? So
yeah.
we're gonna continue to promote it and do more like these because
Mhm.
this is really awesome.
And the truth is, I would like for us to get to a place of actually having a candid conversation about real life stuff. At the end of the day, God sees all, knows all, but are we prepared to do what we need to do, to be in the right standing? Because sometimes we get into a place of, we get so holier than thou that what we're doing is making a mess.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you living right, doing this, that, and the third, but did you miss your blessing because you so holy? You know, I mean, let's just keep it real.
Girl, keep it real, honey. Keep it
So,
real.
like I said, at the end of the day, I am this person. I'm going to be the same face that you see every time you see me, no matter what. I don't care where we at. The only thing I say, like at home, everybody knows me as Nadj. You know, people here don't know me as Nadj because people don't have that relationship with me.
Mm-hmm.
And just because at the end of the day, I feel like God blessed me to grow up in a small city with a few people on the street that knows everybody. You got your butt whooped from the top of the street to the bottom of the street. They didn't play. And
Girl, wait, what street you was on?
Greenview, baby. Greenview.
So you know where I knew y'all from the most though?
Where?
Over on Canal Street
That was
by your
Tiki
aunt.
them.
But y'all will be over there too, right? Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize
Yes,
you
ma'am.
actually grew up on Greenview.
We
Girl,
grew
I
up
was
on Greenview.
once.
Our house was built on Greenview. We moved on Greenview when I was 2 years old in 1978. And when I
Girl.
tell you we got our butt whooped from Miss Starling's house all the way down the road to Boo Boo Nim house.
Oh
My God.
Lord, that
Yes,
is
ma'am.
from the top of the
From
show.
the top to the bottom, baby. They didn't play. But at the end of the day, it made us the people that it made us our generation is completely different from the generation that's on Greenview now. Greenview looks completely different now because the generation has changed, and the
Mm-hmm.
people on Greenview are not from Greenview. The majority of the people that's on Greenview are not from Greenview. They're not. Not many people that still on Greenview are from Greenview. So of course they don't take pride in the street. They don't take pride in whooping them children butt. They don't take pride in telling your kids get out the road. You know, you baby, you couldn't come down Greenview and stand in the middle of the road. Ramonda's on here; she can testify to it. You get in that road when they come through here, they will pull over and whip your behind. Oh,
Girl,
okay.
now they
If they
act like
don't, they
their
gonna call
whole
your mama.
vehicle standing in the middle of the road. Like,
They didn't play
whoa.
that. They didn't play that. And back then we were children, so we knew how to be kids. Stay out of grown folks' business. You ain't got no business in here going back and forth with grown folks. You ain't finna talk back. See how these kids so smart mouth now, and it just kills me because I'm thinking, what did they say? But at the same token, it just goes to how you train a child. So I thank God for being able to say that I was raised in a small city, that everybody knew everybody, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I mean, it didn't matter where you was at, whether you was on Greenview or you was across town. They know your mama, you know, and they're gonna whoop your behind and call your mama and say, "Hey, let me tell you what your child was doing." And even if they don't, they finna take you home to them. So
Look, dragging you by that ear. Come on
come in
here.
here, let's go. Look, come on here, let's go. They
Come
didn't
on
play.
here. Let's go. I'm about to go tell your
Yeah.
mama on you.
So I like I said with my Let's Talk podcast, we're gonna talk a lot about just different things, and you know, just how to be how to be in right standing, how to be in position. See, sometimes we pray for the rain, but we ain't prepared for the flood. And that's the crazy thing because we praying and asking God for all this stuff, but are you prepared for it? What position are you in? You know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we asking God for stuff, and instead of us being in the receiving posture with our hands like this, we got our hands like this. You can't catch nothing. You can't catch nothing. You just going back, you just going through the motion because it sounds good. You want a car, but you don't want to pay the car note. You want a house, but yet you don't want to keep the house clean.
I sure don't want no car note. I want a car. I don't want the car note.
No,
I'm
but I'm
like,
just
she
saying
is
this
talking about me tonight.
this is how people operate. See, people always want to get something, but they don't want to give nothing. And that's
Yeah.
not how it goes. That's not how it goes because it says what we bind on earth will be bind in heaven. And what is loosed in heaven will be loosed on earth. But are you willing to get you a prayer life? Are you willing to get you a one-on-one with God? Are you willing to get in that secret place with God? You know, and just trust God for the thing that you know you can't get. And I mean, and I'm saying this on this live tonight with all these people on here. I am a millionaire. I'm sitting here as a millionaire, and that's why the enemy has attacked me like he has, because it's no way that I could be over a bunch of Fortune 500 companies. Me, mind you, I work in IT every day, but all these African men come to my house and bring all their paperwork, all their bank statements, everything, and put my name on it. So why am I man in your business when the truth of the matter is I'm the face of your business? Why am I not one of these people that own this money? Why am I not one of these people that's standing in the gap that is able to reach above and beyond, you know, where I'm standing to be able to be a blessing to what anything that I'm attached to, you know? So I'll just say this. Prophetess Clark is awake. She's here. She's wide awake. And honestly, moving forward with the 2022 year, there's so much stuff that I want to see manifest for me first. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and I say for me first because at the beginning of the year, God promised me the first 90 days, I have to be selfish with me because sometimes we give ourselves away and we forget
Girl.
that we need stuff too. You know, we get so busy trying to make stuff happen for other people that we forget what do we need? What do you need? You know, and you know, and even as a mother, sometimes people ask, "What do you need?" But instead of us saying what we need, our main thing is, as long as my kids are okay, I'm good.
As long as my kids okay, I'm good.
Not true. Not true. What do you like? What do you want? What are you expecting? That's why I said on my thing, even with the Let's Talk, I got to get back to Nadjia Ellis. Not Taylor, not Clark, not nothing. Nadjia Ellis, the person that Barbara and Clarence birthed. You know, the dark one. We got to get back to that one, you know, just to see what do I like, you know, and it's so crazy because even while I was riding and listening to the cows, God said, I'm calling you to a place where you've never gone. I'm calling you deeper. And it's just like when they went out with the fish and they come back in to wash their nets. And God said, what you doing? Well, I'm coming in because, hey, ain't no fish out there. Go deeper. And honestly, when I got in that car riding with those, looking at those cows, that was God telling me, go deeper, go deeper in me, go deeper in you, go deeper to find out what is there, because there is an abundance of everything there, but yet you sit on your hands and you just say, well, I don't see it. It ain't showing up for me. So I'm in a place of, if I'm not friends with you in this season, it's not nothing against you, but I'm moving beyond you. And I can't get in a stagnant place because of where I am spiritually. And if you're not spiritually willing to grow and go where I'm going, then it was nice to know you. You know, and I'm not being ugly when I say it, but I have an assignment that I'm trying to fulfill. And I actually have a purpose that I'm trying to see manifest. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and I know it's something major because the enemy wouldn't keep hitting me with these seizures. The enemy wouldn't keep hitting me with all this different stuff out of the blue, because I've never suffered with seizures. I've never had any of this stuff, but all of a sudden now it's coming. And it's coming because I'm on the break of something major. And that's
Mm-hmm.
normally what happens when you're on the break of something major, all hell breaks loose. And it just breaks loose to send you back in the cage. But baby, I promise you, I won't retreat.
Speak it, girl. Speak it, honey.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to what's going to happen in Picayune in 2022 with
Yes.
even the women getting together and just doing stuff. I'm getting I'm excited about it because I even have an event that we do that's called Behind the Mask. And I'm so thankful for Behind the Mask because of my apostle. I birthed Behind the Mask. You know, and Behind the Mask just talk about the many masks that women wear. You know, you smile on you have a smile on your face, but the truth of the matter is, if you take the makeup off, take the wig off, take off everything and just get clean and come be real with me. You understand? It's so much stuff that we hide that people don't know. You
Because
know,
they
we
don't
got
know.
people that's been molested. We got people that's been in abusive relationships. And what people don't understand is the abusive relationship just don't have to be physical. You could be in a verbally abusive relationship, and the
That's
truth of the
right.
matter is the abusive relationship hurts you worse than any fist ever could. Because guess what? That black eye gonna heal. That busted lip gonna heal. But what he said to you, you will never forget it.
You will not forget those words.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so in the midst of all of this, we got a lot of stuff coming in 22. Like I said, let's talk. Will take place. I'm planning on relaunching it this Thursday, honestly, but I don't know for sure that I'll be able to relaunch it because I got so much stuff that I want to put on there, and I have to be obedient to God because He told me just be careful because He wanted me to rewrite the bio of Let's Talk. And honestly, with everything happening yesterday and just being crazy today, I haven't had the opportunity to. But I know that if it's not this week, definitely next week we will relaunch Let's Talk. Let's Talk is just going to be a place where everybody has a voice. It don't matter whether you're in church, whether you're in the street, whatever it is. Let's talk about it, and let's talk about why God has you here. What is your point? Because the truth is, you didn't wake you up this morning. You're not moving under your own free will today. You're not, you know, and even for the drug addict, okay, at some point we all addicted to something. Okay, their vice might be drugs, somebody else might be food, somebody else's might be shopping, somebody's might be a man, you know, and I want to be able to talk about, don't
And
get into this
sometimes
place
it's
of
got more than one.
right, and don't get into a place of beating these people up because you feel like, oh my God, they beneath me. You know, like I told somebody else, I said, you know, and it's so crazy because People get into this place about the stereotype about the homosexuality. But at the end of the day, the homosexual is no different than the liar. The homosexual is no different than the cheat. It's a sin. A sin is a sin. And one is no doesn't outweigh the other one. God never said because you are homosexual, you can't come in, but I'm gonna let the adulterer in. That ain't what that word said.
Mm-mm.
That ain't what that word says. So we're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So
Um,
how do you find Let's Talk? How do you?
Let's Talk is actually on Facebook. I'm working with the administrator to get everything streamed on YouTube and just try to get it streaming on the major platforms. So that way, when we do go live, it'll stream on several different areas. So that way, for people that don't have Facebook or Instagram or whatever, they can actually come on YouTube or they can actually look at it later or however they look at it. But the biggest thing is I want to have an open forum so that way. And I mean, every time we're not going to agree, I understand that, but at the end of the day, it's about a way to disagree, and it's going to be respectful at any cost. Don't come in trying to down talk nobody. Don't come in and say they right way is wrong and this and that because everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing is just respect the platform when you come on. If I invite you on, we'll have a subject. There is a syllabus that we'll follow. So that way it's not like we're all over the place doing all kind of stuff. But with the Let's Talk, like I said, it's giving a voice to the voiceless, and for those that feel like they've been overlooked, for those that feel like I don't know how to get out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then truthfully, we don't know everything and we don't know every situation, but somebody that's been a drug addict could actually help somebody that is a drug addict come out. Somebody that has dealt with promiscuity could teach somebody how to come out, how to love yourself first before you have to look for love in all different places.
In all the wrong places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just that is the platform that Let's Talk is. Like I said, I'm working to revamp it. It's on Facebook now. And honestly, I allowed it to go dormant just because I felt like thank you, Trees. um, I allowed me to get in the way, and I allowed me to not hear what God was saying. With the whole Let's Talk platform, because with my Let's Talk platform, God had given me that in 2017. So in the midst of that, I just kind of sat down.
Mm-hmm. Well, girl, this was awesome to me. Look, I was so when I called you, I said, "Baby, you're gonna have to do most of the talking because I don't even want to claim what I have over here, but you know what I'm thinking."
And we rebuke that.
We rebuke it. But just the fogginess and the headache and stuff. You said, "I got you, girl." So that was a true statement. You were able to just
Look,
keep in
somebody
your
just texted me and said, "Let the lady talk." Me and the lady already talked. She wanted me to do. She
yes.
asked me to do all the talking.
No, you was perfect. You so we got this under control. But thank you for looking out for the lady. The little lady over here got a headache, and listen, you know my eyes look weak, girl. I was just sitting here looking at myself. I said, "Lord, she looks so beautiful on here," and I look like I just need to go and go back to bed.
Listen, my makeup is compliments of Envy Naughty, my daughter's makeup line. My hair was pressed by Just Jai, my son.
What?
Yeah.
You got a whole team over there for
I got my
real.
whole little team over here. I had to buy him something, but
That's all right. That's all right. Look, I guess I
yeah.
need to give a shout out to Joshua because he tried to hook my stuff up. But girl, I was up in here fussing back and forth
Oh.
because anybody want to go to Best Buy, didn't nobody want to go to Walmart. I'm like, listen, I was supposed to be ready, and then here come sinus or whatever it is trying to get us all off track. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to do what I said I was going to do and just keep moving. And I appreciate the love because people really showed up on tonight to be here to support you. And you definitely have a circle of influence, and that is a blessing. Let's see. I got some comments I'm missing over here. Oh, Ramonda said, I feel you, Selena, and I enjoyed this. That's awesome. Oh, she's like, all right now, girl. But listen, I can't wait for Let's Talk. I saw Vinny in the chat saying do what did she say? A women's conference. So she wants you to reach out to her. So everything that you got going on in 2022, it is going to be nothing short of amazing. So whatever it is that you need for us to do to help you, girl, just let us know.
I really appreciate that.
Because
I
your
do.
testimony drew me in. I was like, oh my God, I did not know this girl was going through all of this.
But it's okay. It's okay because at the end of the day, regardless of what I went through, I made it.
You made it. You
I
made
made
it.
it.
Hmm.
So we
Girl,
can't
we
bottle
made it.
that.
We made it. And everyone over here that's been in the chat have been through some things and they're here and they made it. So, we are in this thing together. And like you were saying, we don't have time for that secret disliking, putting on this mask, pretending like you like me. In this season, we don't have time for that. We got to come together, get rid of all of that, and do what the Lord has assigned us to do.
Yeah, like you say, there is. We made it.
Hmm.
And I'm thankful to say that everything that we went through is a setup for something major. You know,
Something major.
we able to go and tell the next person this won't kill you. It
Mm-mm.
don't feel good, but it won't kill you. You know, think about the level of hurt, um, let down, just different stuff that has transpired in our life. But we made it.
We made it.
We made it. And I mean, regardless to how the enemy tries to mute your praise, we made it.
Hmm.
We made it. The enemy was mad with you because you wanted to put this conversation with Selena up the first one today. But guess what? You got up and did it anyway.
Anyway,
So we made it. We made it. And this is the peak of major 22.
it is. I mean, because it's a test to see, can I trust you with your assignment? And so it's so easy to feel like you don't have all your ducks in a row. You don't have this all lined up, and so you can put it off, and you can continue to put it off. And the longer you put it off, it's almost like that one Sunday after you miss church. You miss that one Sunday. You be like, oh well, I'm gonna go next Sunday. You miss that Sunday. Oh well, I'm gonna go next Sunday. It becomes easier to not do. Same way as it becomes easier to do. You start sinning and it feels horrible at first, and then you do it again. It don't feel as bad as it did the first time. Before you know it, you're doing it over and over because it becomes easier. So we have to really be mindful of our habits and the things that we're doing. And is it moving us closer to our goals or further away from our goals? And I'm just thankful that we were able to press forward, press forward and do this because it is part of our assignment. You've got on here and you said, let's talk is going to go forward this Thursday. If not this Thursday, no later than next Thursday. When we
Mhm.
speak those things out, I'm a millionaire. When we speak those things out, I'm going to do, we're held accountable for those things. And so it's power in speaking it right out in the atmosphere in front of people,
Mhm.
because it's like I said it, I have to do it.
Right. Right. And again, I really appreciate just even having this opportunity to come on this platform, because like even that day I got the call from you, I was looking like Selena calling me. And when you said, wait, I had to screenshot this and then I had to call you because I'm like, I'm in the middle of this, and the truth is when I put it out, when I tell you I got so many people that reached out to talk about, I can't believe that you would come forward and say it. I can't believe that you would actually share your testimony with us. But at the end of the day, the words say we get over by our testimony.
Say that, girl.
So, sometimes we can be too transparent. You don't have to tell everything. Everything don't have to be your story. But the truth is when God has truly showed you that he loves you and he has truly sustained you through the worst times, you know, you don't have no choice but to talk about it.
You can't, and you want to talk about it. I mean, you want to tell the world where you came from. You want them to know that you made it. And it was because, not because you woke yourself up. Like you said, you did not wake yourself up this morning.
Mm-mm.
That alarm clock is not what woke you up this morning.
Right.
So,
Right. And then honestly, he thought it not robbery to just get us up another day. Get it right. So that's why I say to everybody that's on here, don't ever get in competition with nobody but the person that you was yesterday.
that's
That's the
right.
only person you need to be in competition with. And it's just you being a better you each day. And when you show up, make sure that people see him, not you. Because we are all our righteousness are as filthy rags. So when we show up as a representative for a king, you know, and once we do that, things will change. You'll start seeing the atmosphere change. Yeah, your circle is gonna change because everybody ain't gonna follow you. But the truth is, everybody wasn't meant to go where you're going.
That's right.
Everybody ain't meant to catch that ride. Everybody's not meant to sit on your coattail and just go to the next level. They not.
And
So
I promise you, some of the people that you really thought that was going to be there, especially like where you are right now, like at this moment, you're like, where is so and so? Where is this one? Like they were there through my most difficult times, and you, it's silent. You don't hear anything, and you have to come to that realization, just like you said. Everybody is not meant to be, and it does not matter who they are. Sometimes we get stuck in the mud reaching back for certain people that they just don't want to be a part of it for whatever reason. And you stop it in the middle of the road, like no person left behind, no loved one left behind, and they don't want to go. They're
yeah,
looking at you, wanting you to stay right there and keep reaching back for them, reaching back, because come on, come on. You got to let that go and keep it moving forward. You're gonna find others along the way that's gonna help keep elevating you, and you're gonna do the same for other people. Not just about you. You're gonna elevate others as well, because that's what we do when you're
that is
doing it the
correct.
right way. It ain't all about you.
Right. Right. And honestly, like she say, some people are assigned to us for a season, and sometimes it's just like milk. When that season is up, just like when that milk is spoiled, we got to get rid of it. So as we elevate, yeah, we gonna lose people along the way. But I truly believe that even with the elevation process, God has people that's gonna give us a hand up, and they're not pulling us down. So as we elevate, we're gonna leave people behind us, you know. But we
Well,
got
I'm
people that's
excited.
going in front of us. So I mean, I can't wait till to see what this is going to do, the conversations with Selena, because this is just a stepping stone. This is nothing. This is major, but at the end of the day, this is nothing compared to where God is taking this platform.
Girl, was it you who told me I was gonna be in the Carolinas?
Hmm. I did.
Whoo, girl, and I wrote it down. I wrote it down while we was on the phone. You see, I had to add the ask. I'm
Hmm.
like, that's what she had told me. When you saying it's just the beginning,
Yeah.
and again, we have to be ready. When we say we want something, whether it's the husband, the house, the car, this, I was over here making all these facial expressions when you were saying that, because I'm like, ooh, I did say I wanted a husband. Then I changed my mind. I gotta be up and down. That's why he ain't here yet, because I don't even know. But but you want God to bless what it is that you've been putting your energy and your effort into. If this is what it is that you're supposed to be doing.
Hmm.
And it is, because a year before this, the man of God really spoke into conversations with Selena. So I'm excited to see what he's doing on this platform. I'm definitely excited to see what's about to happen with Let's Talk.
Yeah.
Oh, look
But
at Nick. Where you been? We love you too, Nick. Um, be our only competition. It's your winning season. Thank you. Thank you so much.
is that my brother Nick?
Yes, girl.
Hey Nick.
That's what I was asking him. Where he been? For a blessing or a lesson. Okay. I used to say the same thing to God sent him my way. Oh, you put some people. Ooh, Lord, she done left me on the big screen by myself. Well, I appreciate y'all for joining. I don't know if Sister Girl had anything else that she wanted to close with. I'm not sure what happened with her computer. But Sunshine. Nick, you see, look, oh, Nick, look at here. Sunshine is sick tonight. But I'm gonna say all is well. I'm waiting just a minute to see if she's gonna pop back on. I know we were wrapping it up, but I don't wanna close it out without her. But I do thank y'all so much for joining. Thank you so much. So the winner of the Chapel Heart is Trey Newton. So Trey, please contact me so that we can get together. Thank you, thank you. I also need to get with I had some other winners too. I gotta get that all together. Where my assistant at? I need an assistant to deliver all this stuff. Oh, goodness gracious, because ain't nobody gonna want to see Sunshine coming. Not today. Thank you so much. Enjoy the talk. Thank you. All right. Well, she may not be able to get back on. Thank you all so much for joining. I can't say that for sure that I'll be on first thing in the morning. My goal was to get back on it this week. But thank you so much. Oh yeah, she says not acting right. But we love y'all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will see you all hopefully tomorrow. For sure, sometime tomorrow. I'm not gonna not do it. Thank you. Y'all have a marvelous night. Be looking out for Let's Talk. Y'all please follow, join Conversations with Selena. We actually moved over to Conversations with Selena. But I could not go live here tonight. I'm just so used to it. I love y'all so much. And y'all have a marvelous night. Mwah. Keep it smiling, sunshine.